Hello, beautiful souls. Lori Rising here. Happy Aries new moon solar eclipse and happy new earth tidal wave. Oh, are you feeling it out there? The movement, the momentum, the awakening, the clarity. Oh, the clarity is so good. Y'all, Saturn and Pluto are doing a banging job and they are just getting started. I'm absolutely here for it. I'm not surprised at how quickly it's happening because we have been laying this foundation. We have been depositing the light into the grid. We have been clearing the density in our cells to integrate the light codes. P.S. If you haven't listened to my latest podcast, which was called Integrating the Light Codes, check it out. I'm going to hover it up here, finish this video, and then come back and listen. And now is the time for the avalanche. We are in an absolute new earth awakening avalanche. And all of the personal readings that I've been exchanging in lately are a full confirmation of that. So how are we co-creating with Saturn and Pluto? Because remember, we have to do our job too. This is always a divine co-creation, an unfolding of the energies together, because they do what they do, and then we bring heaven onto earth, bring the cosmos onto the earth. We do the physicality of it. So if you are plugged in and getting consumed by the drama of it all, by the fear, even by the pain of it, right? As people, systems, situations continue to be revealed for their corruption, for their imbalance, for their dishonesty, for the lies, for the greed, we have to know that that's a beautiful thing no matter what. No matter how we may have felt about them or it, we're here for the revelation, but we're not here for the drama. We're not here to keep that frequency vibrating in our worlds. We're here to immediately change course, move our attention to what is coming from benevolence, balance, love. Your cells are the truth meter. They will tell you. So absolutely check in. Where is your stream of consciousness? You can have an awareness, but don't have a lingering. We're going to be in some big response or reaction energies. So know that with every outcome, with every new piece of information or knowledge or truth that comes up, you choose what gets emanated out into the collective. You become a part of that. Okay, this is happening across the board. Social media, wow. I knew it was going to transform and change and like pretty much be dismantled, but I'm shocked at how fast this is going. And I do believe it's because Saturn and Pluto are together, like they are tag team in this, and dang, it's changing rapidly. I can barely even get on there anymore. It's like the truth is so clear in anything that is even the littlest bit inauthentic. And it really feels like we're moving from a place of learning or listening or thinking, and we're moving into the full embodiment. So lots to get into today. That was a little warm up. But first of all, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm so excited that you found us. Definitely hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Like the video, share it with a friend if you're feeling excited about the transmission and the what's to come from the energies that are being opened with us here. And comment, let me know how you are moving through these wild, very quick energies and how the changes with Pluto and Saturn are showing up in your life. Like I said, I'm Lori Rising. I am a trauma-informed healing artist of lifetimes, a star channel, an intuitive medium, an embodiment and ceremonial guide, and our biggest cheerleader into our majesty, divinity, and our birthright of thriving, of ease, of joy, and of magnetizing the lives that we came here to share and shine from. So let's get to it. Oh, and when I hit 1K subscribers, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm giving away a free 90-minute astrology and Akashic records reading with me. And y'all, those are going off. I just did one this morning. The messages are so clear, and it's really an energy of validation, of confirmation, and of absolute forward momentum. Like, I know whoever's on the other side, I'm feeling the tears, not only of joy, but it's the tears of liberation. This is the full-on embodied awakening that we are now moving through. And that's for a divine reason. As we move into the second new moon in Aries, which is like extra, right? The first new moon was like, okay, we're opening these energies up. It's like, I consider it the baby of Aries. It's the beginning degrees of Aries that really does want to just kind of burst on the scene. And this is the wisdom of Aries. This is where we've refined where we're moving forward, how we're taking risks, the passion that we direct in our lives. And now we're doing it from a place of more confidence, like more strength, as we've moved through this month from the first new moon in Aries. And it's at the critical degree. It's at the anaretic degree, which is 29 degrees. And that degree in any planet is going to really amplify the energy. And as we know, Aries is the maverick. They're the risk taker. They also have a temper. So we've got to watch that. Always check in. But this, again, is where I feel like we've done the refinement. Maybe some of those lower frequencies were coming out with the first new moon. And now we're like, oh, okay, follow the feeling in the nervous system. And now we know how to curate where we're going in the risk taking, where we're stepping, what we're innovating, what we're creating in our lives, and how we are moving our power. That's really what this is about in this Aries energy. So also, the ruler of Aries is Mars. Mars has been out of bounds for a long time. And it's going to be there until the beginning of May. And let's use this energy, because to me, the energy feels like a feral energy of the divine feminine. And it's like, go your own way, trust the tidal wave that's happening, and follow yourselves. Follow the call, the impulse, the instinct, right? That innate guidance system, and know that you will be supported on the other side, because you're feeling it more and more in the narrative, the dominant narrative around us, which is the dominant energy from the collective. And we are absolutely shifting. It really began in the spring equinox, where I feel like that was the most dramatic shift that we've made from density to light. And even the people that are dropping in for readings right now, it's like they might not know exactly where they're going, but they know that they need to go there. They know that it's time. It's time to release the old world, the old systems, the old beliefs, the old programs. They're feeling that innovative and creative energy within themselves, and they reach out to just kind of make that final cut, to really get unstuck. And it is like, wow. By the end of every reading, I am in tears, because it is just so powerful. The alignment and the full effing yes that comes through. It's absolutely worth it, whether it's with me or someone else, because we are all coming online. We are all innate healers. We're all psychic. We all are telepathic. We've got our innate senses on blast, is what I want to say. And that is where this solar eclipse is taking us. So let's drop in real quick, because the biggest energy that's coming through for me is Mars in Cancer, which is out of bounds. Mars is still out of bounds. That feral energy in the best of ways, knowing how unique and like wild we all are in our purpose and our magic, in that special thing that we brought into this experience. And it's in Cancer, which is your divine feminine. It's your moon. It's your emotional world, your receptivity, your intuitive grace and power. And it's squaring Chiron in Aries. This is the medicine through your body. It's time to act. It's time to apply, like for sure. No more ruminating about it in your head. No more knowing that the tapping is happening, but not actually embodying and embracing it. So this is where we're coming to reaction versus response. When that tapping comes again and you think about something and then you go back to the patterns or the reactions, I want you to notice right away and shift, change, pivot. What's the response that you can go into? How can you embody what's tapping on your soul? How can you take the risk? How can you take the leap? And don't worry about what's down the road. Just be in this now moment and trust yourself that you'll know exactly where to go with it. Take the risk that feels almost nerve-wracking in an exciting way. There may be some fear in it. That could actually be our healthy fear response, where it's like, oh, it's something new. Am I going to do it? Am I not going to do it? Am I going to do it? Am I not going to do it? And this is where I remember I've been a water baby or water child spirit my whole life. And I remember when I would be standing on the diving board backwards to do a backflip, and I couldn't ever figure out how I was going to do it. I basically just had to trust that my body would know where to go. And you always have that fear of like, oh my gosh, what if I don't flip all the way around? What if my head hits the diving board, right? And without fail, when I would take the leap, my body always did the exact intention that I was moving through. So this is the trust. When you move forward in the embodiment of what's tapping on your soul, what's coming through your thoughts and your conscious mind, trust that the result is going to be there, and it's going to be better than you ever could have conjured up or figured out. Okay? So this is also about our self-expression. This is about shining your light, your self-love, self-awareness, just like really embodying and sharing who you came to be in that courage and in that that fire and that passion, and allow the unfolding to happen around you without trying to control it. That's what we spend so much time and effort doing, is trying to control our worlds and everybody around us to keep things so we think we're going to be comfortable. And this takes me to another aspect that's coming up, which is Mercury in Taurus conjunct Uranus. And I'm going to get there in a second, but I want to finish this Mars in Cancer squaring Chiron in Aries because it's in the 4th house. Chiron in Aries is in the 4th house. This is the lineage disruption. This is especially where the reaction or response comes in. This is your family, your ancestry, your emotional world, your sacred space, where you feel most comfortable, right? And this is where we're getting a continual opportunity at shifting the patterns and wounds by changing our response or changing our reaction into a response, following our nervous system instead of self-sacrificing. And that alone will ripple out and disrupt the pattern. The more you do it, the more you break that pattern. Speaking of that, I am in the midst of recording a really beautiful Phoenix Rising cord cutting or cord burning meditation. So stay on the lookout for that. I'm definitely going to upload it on my channel on Insight Timer, and it's free there. So if you get on there, just look for my name and follow me, and you will get it there. And it's also going to be in my containers. So if you're in any of my containers, it's coming. And this is the perfect time to come back again and again. You don't have to do this on your own. We are all out here as innate healers, bringing our medicine. But you do have to open your heart and magnetize those people, those souls, those messages and mentors that are going to lift you up in your brightest light. So know that every time you respond to your nervous system in anything related to your family or ancestry, any pattern, core wound, generational trauma that's been moving and alive for too long in our cells, you will be disrupting. You're the lineage. We're here to disrupt the lineage patterns. We're here to step into our fullest and brightest light without being dimmed from anything outside of us. Judgment, opinions, energies, childhood experiences, all of it, right? So this takes me to Mercury and Taurus conjuncting Uranus, and this is about resources, right? So it's going to be going retrograde on the 21st. So this is a time to really review and reflect on what resources mean to you, because Taurus is the energy of my resources. And in the lower frequency, it can be like, I need everything around me to create the balance for me. Like, I need my things, I need that to be my security around me. And then that's what creates this place of safety. But what we are uncovering or rediscovering, especially with the North Node in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus, is we are our best resource. And when we have a full alignment in our light, in our strength, in our purpose and our mission here, in our alignment, right, with source, God, source, spirit, higher self, divinity, then our external world can change and evolve and blow up, I want to say, which is what's happening. And we stay in that place of knowingness and love and prosperity. And we continue to magnetize from that energy instead of allowing our external world to shift or transform the frequency that we're putting out and what we're attracting back to us in the electromagnetic field, because we're magnetic beings and everything, energy is magnetic. Okay. So just keep that in your field as we move into the Mercury and Taurus retrograde, that this is really an opportunity to get very clear on how profound our inner resources are, especially when we're in our biggest place of light. And when we're in a fluid and a fluidity and a flow of just allowing experiences, people, energies to come in and out, to be in their own evolution as well, and not be in this place of holding on from fear, right? Clamping down, creating tension in our worlds from fear of what happens without that, or what happens with the change. And this is going to be your superpower, because the old world is absolutely, it is getting dismantled very, very quickly. So keep putting your attention and your belief and your energy into grassroots organizations, into mentors, into businesses, into family connections, community that absolutely are doing their work, that are coming from love and care and coming from a place of deep reverence for humanity in this experience and the soul's journey and the spiritual opening. Absolutely, because that's the tidal wave. That's how we create and innovate in a very, very quick way. I know for myself with social media, I feel energy, I just feel it constantly. There's no delay. It just happens. And I'm so excited, because this is something we've been talking about forever, it seems like how unhealthy social media is, like all of the imbalances that it creates, but yet we've continued to still put our energy and our belief into it because that's how we build business and that's how we get our message out there and that's how we create brands and that's how like a lot of people make money, things like that, right? And then we've used it to curate an image instead of walk our talk and share our rawness and vulnerability. And that is absolutely where the new earth and new unfolding is going, because that's what our cells respond to. That's what our energy is, a yes on or it's a no on. And so I just love that the hold in my business that social media had on me is easily transforming. I'm not even having to do work at it because I've already done so much of my work, right? And that's where my cells tell me. And I follow where the energy is expansive. So feel into that. Every day, check in. Am I following where this feels expansive and aligned? Or am I still navigating from a programming that doesn't feel good anymore? Because we're no longer normalizing that self-sacrifice and feeling unwell and unwhole. No more. Oh, it's so exciting, right? The last thing I'm going to talk about is Pluto squaring the nodes. So this is going to happen from April to July. And in July, the nodes are changing. The axis is changing from Taurus in the north node, Scorpio in the south node, to Aries in the north node, and Libra in the south node. And this Aries energy is really building us up for that north node Aries transformation. But we've had to go through this evolution, and especially parts of this, the energy of age of Aquarius, to not be in just what's good for me and what I want to do, but it's more being in my confidence and light. And how does that affect the collective? How does that elevate the collective, or how does that take the collective down and keep us in a space of limitation, or keep myself in a space of limitation, right? So the Taurus and Scorpio, wow, thank you. Scorpio is finishing up as well, along with Saturn and Pluto. Like, they are just going to keep unearthing. And this eclipse is an unearthing, right? It brings to the surface the revelations that are ready, that we may not have thought we were ready for. So just observe and then embody the response. Some of the archetypes that I've been feeling deeply for a good couple of months now, since my retreat in Mexico, and that was in January, are the snake energy and the phoenix energy. These are all very Scorpio, and fire. So it's all about regeneration, and it's all about rising from the ashes, rising in the experiences that we have or have had, like finding the empowerment in them instead of the victimhood from them, and knowing that this is absolutely your innate medicine coming online. Your cells will match it and will just share that living library of knowledge more and more. It's not something that you have to look outside of yourself to learn. So let yourself drop into the phoenix and the snake energy and that fire energy. And this is exactly why I'm recording that meditation, the phoenix meditation of the cord burning, because we want to disintegrate the cords that still might have a hold on our energy and our light, and then hold a space for them to reconnect in a new frequency. And if they're not in that new frequency, they don't have a space to come back in. That's where we stand strong in this Aries energy and this confidence. And following the embodiment, Chiron and Aries, following the feeling of your nervous system, it will never lie to you. I wrote down here the theme, which I feel like is very on par with the Aries new moon, the first Aries new moon that we went through. It's to take the risk beyond what has always been and see what's on the other side. I can already feel the energy on the other side, and it is just open. It's exciting. And it's like never ending. It's limitless potentials and possibilities, but you have to co-create. You've got to take that risk. You've got to take that step into the authority and the light and the strength that is you. And you know it. It's been tapping on your soul. I know you know it. Okay, so let's do a quick card read for these very exciting energies. So for the first card, I pulled offerings. And this can go a couple of ways, but this is where in this energy, I feel like I'm looking at the card and I'm feeling into creation energy, into the pelvic bowl, into water and flow and fluidity, and being very innovative in the way we go. This is the new earth tidal wave, because I am seeing and feeling all of these new earth businesses pop up. Like, people are being so creative in what they're putting together. And I'm like, my cells are a full yes on it. So check in right now with where you can go in limitless ways. No holds barred, no rules, no bounds. What would you create and what would you offer? What would you share with this world and with each other? And then the next card is Sacred Temple. And that brings us back to the body, the embodiment. Your sacred temple is this conduit. How do you treat this body? Do you treat it like the temple that it is, like the conduit that it is? Because the more and more you nourish this body, like, I'm getting like lots of nourishment time every day, couple hours maybe, the more it works for you and the more it creates those divine connections, the more you get the enlightenments, the epiphanies, the higher dimensional spaces and energies and connections, the more embodied and ascended you become, and the more easeful life is all around you, because it happens from you and it magnetizes to you. So I really feel like we are dropping into a beautiful space of health in these bodies, and really understanding and knowing what that means, away from the for-profit linear medical system that keeps us unwell and keeps us in this cycle. And the last one is forest bathing. And this again is about rebirth energy. As you can see, there's life there in that nest. So what are you birthing? Because remember, with this scorpionic or phoenix or snake, with this death, there's always a rebirth. There's a regeneration. There's a transformation. You let the forest inspire you and ground you and strengthen you. And you share any of those energies that do not serve you in your highest good. The forest, the earth, is ready to absorb those and transform them. We are in a co-creation here with the earth. The earth is rebirthing and regenerating. We are, the light is, the planet. I mean, everything is shifting and changing into a higher octave, into a higher frequency, into more light. The solar flares are just continuing to go off. The geomagnetic conditions are continuing to transform. The Schumann resonance is going offline, changing and shifting. Are you dropping in? Are you connecting in that frequency? Or is there a fear of the unknown, of the big natural events, the big earth events, the big cosmic events, the big physical events? Because our bodies have to integrate all of this. They integrate the universal creation energy language that's all around us. And it's almost like we are the smallest form of consciousness. And so the more you revere this body and this conduit, the more you move it, the more space it has. The more fluidity that you have, the more ease that moves through. Okay, I hope that these enthusiastic messages have landed with you in the most beautiful of ways. And if you don't know and you want to work with a beautiful sacred community of souls come on over and join my membership, the Wild Heart One Circle. I keep it so affordable because that's how important this work is. And I know the quantum shifts and transformations that happen when we come together and we share intention and we do the co-creative work with the cosmic energies, with nature, with the astrological weather that's moving through. It's really, really beautiful. And I have a 2-week free trial period. So you can check out if it's for you. We would love to welcome you in, and let me know if you have any questions about it. The link is below, and we will definitely be doing some big work for the Aries solar eclipse. So I hope to see you there or in the replays that are always available the same day. All right, y'all. Until next time, don't forget to keep looking up.